This is the early days about getting driving directions back in the good old days. And you know what I'm talking about? Well, MapQuest. You probably heard from the intro that we're going to take a memory lane of nostalgia. And what's the lane of nostalgia? Yes. According to what I did on that intro, we're going to take a look at MapQuest, how it evolved and how it basically revolutionized the way we got driving directions. So, how a commercial mapping website like MapQuest, how did it begin, and how it still is a reality in 2026, and how MapQuest started to become popular in the 90s. And that's where we're going to get to it right now. So if you wanted to find out where you wanted to go, if you wanted to get driving directions before the days of MapQuest, this is exactly what you have to do. You will go in the glove box, take out your paper maps, and then you'll figure out, hey, I wanted to go there, from here to Orlando. You then get the maps, go to your favorite location, and then let's say you want to go from Miami to Disney. You better pray it's on the paper maps. Otherwise, you will have to purchase another map. That was the driving directions before the days of MapQuest, which started to gain popularity when it first launched. Now, we're going to get to that in a second. And in fact, we're going to do it right now. Introducing MapQuest. Well, you probably are familiar with what MapQuest is. It's a website first launched in 1996 to give driving directions for free for the general public. And how this worked is, it was a pretty popular website and a smash hit in the late 1990s to the mid 90s. And I'm sorry if I'm saying it backwards. I meant to say the mid 90s to the late 1990s. Pretty popular at its era. And how it worked is, you log on to MapQuest and forget about the paper maps that you had to order. That was now a thing in the past. Now we have MapQuest. All you have to do, and hey Buttercup, all you have to do is go into MapQuest, and that's my cat in the background if you don't know. And anyways, all you have to do is go on MapQuest.com, type the destination you want to go, and then as soon as you get the directions, you head straight to your printer, and then boom, the driving directions are right on your fingertips. And yes, they're on a piece of paper. Is it perfect? No. But is it revolutionary? Yes. And the way we used to drive was revolutionary at its time period. And remember, there was no recalculation. So if you got lost, you had to figure the whole thing out. The driving directions were like this. It will tell you head to West 60th Street and then turn right on 87th Avenue. Pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing. It will not be straightforward if you did not know what you're doing. So yeah, if you know how to read directions, you probably know where you need to go. And yeah, because you will be driving with paper maps, you have to rely on someone to read you the directions. Because if not, you will be stopping constantly to read the directions. It was a massive inconvenience. And now we'll get there in a second about car GPSs when they started to appear in cars. And remember, GPS systems started to appear in cars in the mid 2000s. But they were very expensive and only usually reserved for luxury models. So if you wanted that, you had to pay a hefty premium if you wanted navigation on your car. So I'll talk about this in a brief second. Now, with the perfection of computers and smartphones at the time period, it also made printing driving directions a thing in the past. Apps like Google Maps, Apple Maps, which first launched in 2012, and we also got Waze, a competitor with Google Maps, also owned by Google. It also eliminated the need to go on MapQuest and type the driving directions and then print it out off on your printer, unless you live in some kind of rural area that you need to have physical driving directions on hand. But most of you don't need that because your phone does a better job than what paper can do. Remember, you don't get recalculation on physical maps. Everything had to be figured out. If you get lost on a GPS, the GPS will tell you recalculating, and it's going to tell you an alternative route where you can go. That's the beauty of modern technology, how it perfected over time. As technology gets perfected, that is the whole beauty of it. It gets perfected over time, and we don't have to worry about using MapQuest. But now MapQuest has modern versions and advantages too. People will usually go on MapQuest with a mobile app, and then MapQuest will tell you where to go, but eliminates the need of going there and printing out driving directions. You simply just type the directions on your phone, you type the destination, and then the phone will tell you where to go, and with an automated voice, it tells you where to go. For example, we're telling you to go to 60th Street, and if you get lost, it will recalculate the route and give you alternative routes. That is MapQuest in today's era, or any navigation in today's era. So printing driving directions is now a thing of the past. Most people just use their phone, or if they still have those standalone navigation units, those are pretty reliable too, because they rely on a satellite signal versus a cellular signal. The only problem with standalone navigation devices that you need to pay for updates after a certain time period. So I'm not talking about software updates, I'm talking about map updates. If a road gets constructed and it's not updated in your maps, problem is you have to pay for all of that. Now, luckily, some of them give you up to 3 to 5 years of free maps. Then after a while, that is where the problem begins. You have to pay for all those updates. And that's why people don't like buying GPSs from Garmin. They're pretty good GPSs until you have to pay for map updates. And that's where the problem begins. So your people's smartphones are pretty good. The maps are updated by the people that contribute, and it's reviewed by a certain amount of people to make sure that the route could be added. So hope this helps you. And I hope to tell you that MapQuest also has revolutionized the way how we drive, how where to go, and it also made companies like Google to invent their own mapping service. So hope you liked the video. Please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share this to your friends when I upload this week's video. And remember to peace out, and most importantly, I will be going on vacation in the next couple of days, so I will be recording videos of me on the freeway, but it's not going to be me driving. It's going to be my parents driving on the freeway on my GoPro. So there will be a video of that soon, and I will be possibly editing on my tablet and try to see if I can get it posted on YouTube. Problem is, hotel Wi-Fi can be unstable when I'm uploading, because a lot of people are on. So we don't know. So remember to like, comment, and share, subscribe, and peace out, and you'll have a great and the rest of your day.